Okay. Start seated on our mats today, cross-legged position. If this bothers your knees at all, to have this pressure here, pop a block or a blanket under your knees to, under your knees or under your bum to lift you up like this. Feels good. And it's actually better for your knees to have your hips higher. So go ahead and inhale all the way up and really reach long, looking at the space in between your thumbs, and then exhale, interlace your fingers and flip your palms up to the ceiling, dropping your shoulders down and back while your fingers and palms are simultaneously reaching up. Up all the little muscles on the bottom side of the hands, waking up the wrists and the forearms. And exhale, release. Hands to knees, flip your palms up and touch your index finger and your thumbs together for chin mudra. Okay. The idea with this mudra is that the thumb is the universe, the index finger is your individual self, and you are uniting the two. So I love the idea. Close your eyes. And imagine that you have an invisible thread attached to the top of your head that's lifting you up towards the ceiling, stacking your head on top of your neck, on top of all of your spinal vertebrae. So they're all in a line, in equilibrium, and there's room for it to be sitting here. Your forehead is relaxed, your eyebrows and your eyelids are relaxed. Relax all the little muscles around your eyes. Relax your jaw. And relax any tension you feel in your throat. And let your shoulders fall down and back away from your ears. Take a deep breath in. And an equally deep expiration of the breath. In and out through your nose. Deep breath in. Equally deep exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. Equally deep exhale. And from here, we'll set our intention for the class today. Today we're practicing Bhakti Yoga. So please dedicate this practice to someone you love or who needs your love. And think of that person now. Inhale, open your eyes, and inhale, reach all the way up, lengthen, and then twist, putting opposite hand on opposite knee. Remove your block if you have it there. And look over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center, reaching long before we twist. Exhale, right hand to left knee, gently pushing into your knee to deepen the stretch. Inhale back to center, hands up and down at your sides. Go ahead and sit your heels and tuck your toes under. Okay, check your little toes, see that they're not trying to escape. And then from here, we're going to do some wrist warm-ups. So palms together, and then we're going to rotate the hands so that just the thumbs are touching. And then the backs of the hands, just the pinkies, okay? Palms together, thumbs, backs of the hands, pinkies. Okay, try to get a little momentum and speed there, warming up the wrists and the coordination. Breathe, relax your shoulders still. Okay, and then stop with your palms together and take it in the opposite direction. Okay, so pinkies are touching, then backs of the hands and thumbs. Palms together, pinkies, backs of the hands. Get a little bit of speed going. One more time. Hands together. Okay. Now, have you forgotten about your feet? Lengthen your lower spine. Okay, let's get a little bit comfortable with the uncomfortable here. This is great to open up all of those muscles that are so infrequently stretched on the underside of the feet. So we're gonna stay here for just one more minute, doing wrist links. Okay, so spread your fingers open wide, like you're doing jazz hands, okay? And then fists open as fast as you can. Okay, it seems really easy at first. Hands up overhead. Seems really easy at first, and then you realize that you are strengthening not just all the muscles of the fingers and the hand, but also the wrists and the forearms. Are you starting to feel it? I am. Okay, hands out at your sides. As fast as you can, we're just gonna do 10 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. Okay. Come into tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And inhale, lift your head and open your chest. Drop your belly for cow. Exhale, drop your head, push the mat away, and take your belly button up to your spine. Inhale, lift and open your heart. Exhale, drop your head, push the mat away, drop your tailbone. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, cat, push the mat away. Inhale, lift for cow. Exhale, drop your head and push the mat away for cat. Come into a neutral spine. And inhale your left arm up to the ceiling, feeling that opening the front of your chest, and then exhale, thread your left arm through the hole of your right arm and place your left ear onto the mat. Feeling stretch down the back side of your shoulder as well. Inhale, lift and open your chest. Exhale, thread it through, ear to the mat. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, thread it through, left ear to mat. Inhale, come back up to tabletop position. Let's do the other side. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling, opening. Exhale, right ear to the mat, thread it through. Inhale, open and up. Exhale, thread it through, ear to mat. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, thread it through. And then come back into tabletop. All right, let's do a little strengthening here. Tuck your toes under. Okay, engage your core, belly button towards spine, and lift your knees, just hovering a couple inches off the mat. Push the mat away. So you're making that little hunchback like we make in plank. We're just gonna hover here for 5 breaths, okay? Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, just relax your neck. Breathe for 3, keep your core engaged. Breathe for 5. Great work, awesome. Drop your knees down, untuck your toes, and come back into child's pose for 3 breaths. Drop your forehead to the mat, hands back by your feet. Let your shoulders melt down. Breathe and tuck your tailbone back and under, feeling how the opens up the spaces in between the vertebrae and the spine. Feels so good. This never stops being one of my favorite poses of all time. That sounds so American. One of my favorite poses of all time. Okay. Come up into seated. Hands down to the mat. Tuck your feet are hips distance apart. Take hold of opposite elbows. Let your head and your shoulders and your arms be heavy for ragdoll. Engage your core here. Belly button is reaching towards the spine. Okay, remembering that all the muscles work in pairs. When we engage one pair of the muscles, we allow the other set of muscles to relax. So we're allowing the muscles of the lower back to open and the spaces in between the vertebrae to open. So that we can leave this class 30 minutes later on a little bit taller. All right, hands down to the mat, and then bend into your right leg and straighten your left leg. We're going to open the backs of the legs, one leg at a time. And then bend into the left leg and straighten the right leg. Breathe. Okay, even if both of your legs are bent here, that's fine. That's fine. Wherever you are is perfect with flexibility. Be patient with your body. Straighten your right leg and bend into your left leg. And you're also leaning back towards the left corner of the mat when you do this. Okay, one more time. Right side, straight left leg, bent right knee, and then bend into the left knee, straighten into the right leg. And take it to the center, hands onto your knees, and slowly round all the way up. Can you visualize each of your vertebrae one at a time, coming up one on top of the other? Okay, and then your neck vertebrae start to uncurve and straighten. Head is the last thing to arrive. Inhale your arms up above your head, reaching long. Exhale, hands down at your sides. Let's come to the front of the mat. Okay, feet together. Lift your toes up off the mat and spread your toes wide. Okay, let's play this game. Put your big toes on the mat, just the big toes. Put your little toes on the mat. Little toes are still lifted. Can you do it? And then drop them all down. Okay, feel the rooting sensation of your toes on the mat. And then engage your quads, lift your hips, and engage your Mula Bandha. So wrap the muscles of your core around and then lift up from your pelvic floor. Shoulders are back and down. Chin is neutral. This is your Tadasana or mountain pose. Inhale your arms all the way up to the ceiling, reaching long, looking at the space in between your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Hands flat on the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. It is morning, okay? Be patient with your body and kind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your feet back into plank. Okay, maybe this is your plank with your knees lifted. Push the mat away, or maybe you have your knees down. Either way is perfect. Either way, you are strengthening the whole body. Engage all the muscles in the backs of the legs. Engage the glutes, engage the core. Don't forget to push the mat away and just gaze at a spot a few centimeters in front of your fingers. Smile. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Okay, breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. And just scan your body and engage all the muscles. Last breath. Exhale. Knees down. Untuck your toes. And we're slowly going to lower down into knees, chest, chin, keeping the elbows close to the ribs. Drop your chin and your upper chest onto the mat for a little back bend. And then slide forward. Pushing the mat away and opening into cobra, whatever height feels good for you. And then tabletop, tuck your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Walk your dog, bending into one knee and the other knee. Feet are hips distance apart, fingers are spread wide. The weight is between your thumb and your second finger. Spine is long. If you never straighten your knees, in this class today for down dog, that is fine. The most important thing is feeling that length in the spine. Breathe. Swivel your hips side to side. This should just feel really, really good. Opening up like a little bit deeper, all those muscles on the back side of the legs and the hips and the shoulders and the arms and the hands. Okay, let's just do the whole body here. And then look forward. And take a big step or jump in between your hands. Exhale, fold. Bending your knees if you need to. Inhale, come all the way up. Reaching long. Exhale, fold. Hands down to the mat, bending your knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step or jump back into plank. Knees down or no. Shift your weight forward, scraping your elbows against your ribs, lower down into chaturanga or all the way down into the mat. And then untuck your toes and come into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here and then inhale your right leg up to the ceiling, trying to keep your hips level here, pointing down to the mat. And then exhale, knee to chest. Plant your right foot in between your hands. Remember, if your foot doesn't want to go there, if it's here, pick it up with your hand and bring it with you. Flatten your back foot to about 45 degrees and inhale, come up into warrior one. Gazing at the space in between your thumbs. Front knee is at 90 degrees. Your torso is pointing towards the front of the room. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Feeling your 2 thighs pulling together. Breathe for 5. Exhale, hands down to the mat and step your feet back together. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest. Drop your foot in between your hands. Flatten your back foot and inhale. Warrior one on the other side. Front knees at 90 degrees. Gaze at the space in between your thumbs and breathe. Breathe for 1. Breathe for 2. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale. Both hands down to the mat. Step your feet back together. And to downward facing dog. Gaze forward. Lift your heels and step or jump in between your hands. Exhale. Fold it in. Inhale. Come all the way up. Reaching long. Exhale. Hands at your sides. Inhale. Coming all the way up. Reaching long, exhale, fold it in. Hands flat on the mat, bending your knees. If you need to, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your feet back into plank. Okay, remember, you can have your knees down for this if you need to. Otherwise, shift your weight forward, scraping elbows against ribs, lower down into chaturanga, and lift and open into up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right foot up to the ceiling, right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to chest. Drop your foot in between your hands, flatten your back foot, and windmill your arms up into warrior two. Gaze that right middle finger. Arms are parallel to the mat. In this pose, your hips are pointing towards the side wall. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and breathe. Okay, check your Mula Bandha. It's still engaged, lifting you, making you taller. Front knee is at 90 degrees. Last breath here, and exhale. Left hand onto left thigh. Reach your right hand overhead for reverse warrior. If you want to take it deeper, arch back gently and wrap your left arm around to bind with your right thigh and breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Check your front knee that it hasn't straightened. Breathe for 5. Release on an exhale, come back into warrior 2. Exhale, right elbow onto right knee. Left arm comes up overhead for extended side angle. Engage your left glute. Push into the outside of your left foot if you want to take it a little deeper. Lower your right hand down to the floor, but still feeling that openness in the front of your body. If you're up here, that is just fine. Breathe and feel the line of energy all the way from the outside of your left foot into the fingertips of your left hand. Gaze at your left fingertips if it's comfortable, and breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Inhale, using your breath to lift you back up to warrior 2. Straighten your right leg and reach forward as far as you can for Trikonasana or triangle pose. Drop your right hand onto your right shin or let it float, extending your left arm up to the ceiling so you're making a vertical line with your arms. Engage your left glute to open the front of your body. It's as if you're pressed in between 2 pieces of glass. And breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And then exhale, bend into that right knee and drop both your hands down onto the mat. And put your feet, both of your feet back together. Bending into one knee and then the other knee. Inhale, lift left foot up to the ceiling. Take your left knee to your chest. Drop your foot in between your hands or help it get there. Flatten your back foot. And inhale, hands up to the ceiling, reaching long for warrior 1. Open your arms for warrior 2. Gazing at left middle finger. Imagine that the person that you dedicated this class to is sitting right there on that middle finger, reminding you of one of the reasons why you're here. Drop your ears away from your shoulder. Front knee is at 90 degrees and breathe. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Drop right hand onto right thigh and reach left arm up to the ceiling for reverse warrior. If you want to take it a little deeper, gently arch back and wrap your right arm around to bind with your left thigh. And breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale, release back into warrior 2 and place left elbow onto left knee, reaching right arm overhead, pressing into the outside of your right foot. Okay, be careful not to just let your left shoulder sink into the leg like this. Keep it engaged so that your neck is up off of the shoulder. And breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And inhale back up to warrior 2, straightening your left leg. And reach forward. Coming into Trikonasana. Place your left hand wherever it lands on your left shin or let it float to increase building strength. Arms are in a vertical line and breathe. Engage your right glute. Remember, wherever you are is perfect. That's exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And inhale. Coming back up into warrior 2. Both your hands down to the mat. Step your feet back together. Lifting your heels. Step or jump forward in between your hands. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, coming all the way up, reaching long. Exhale, hands at your sides, and step it out to the side. Okay, so feet are parallel with the toes gently tucked inward to protect the knees for Prasarita Padmasana. And then we're going to inhale the arms up to the ceiling, reaching long. Exhale, hands onto hips and fold forward. letting your head drop down. Drop your hands to the mat, parallel in between your feet. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in. And relax your head down. And if you can, if it feels good, walk your hands back in between your feet and engage your core. That same sensation that we had in ragdoll pose. Okay, where if we engage the core muscles and also if we engage the quadriceps, that will release the hamstring muscles behind them. If you want, you can also take your feet a little wider here once you get down. Okay, and breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And then inhale, coming all the way up, reaching long. Exhale, hands down at your sides, and bend into your right knee. Okay, we have a wasp in the house, and there's a little bit of panic going on, but that's okay. Okay, bend into the right knee. Okay, you can stay up here in high lunge, or you can take it a little deeper with me into Skandasana. All right, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh? Don't worry, honey, I'll take care of it, okay? Just a couple breaths here. And drop your right hand down to the mat and reach your left arm up to the ceiling, opening up the body as you're opening up the inner thigh. And then exhale. If you can, using just the strength of your thighs, lift yourself over to the other side or place your hands down on the mat and use them to take you over to Skandasana on the other side. Okay, hands to heart, lengthen the lower spine. And exhale, left hand down onto mat. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling, opening the front of your body. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Exhale, hands down to the mat. And lift yourself back up into center. Inhale, up. And then turn your toes gently out to about 45 degrees and sit your bum down for goddess pose. Okay, lower spine is long, abdominals are engaged. You can have your hands together in prayer or put the backs of your palms together. And join me again for chin mudra, index finger and thumbs together. Breathe for 3. Are you as low as you can go? Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. And then release your mudra. Exhale, hands down at your sides. Hands down to the mat. Heel toe your feet together until they're a little wider than hips, just distance apart. And come to sit into squatting position. Inhale, lengthen your spine, shoulders away from your ears, gently pressing into the insides of the thighs. And breathe for 3. Breathe for 4. Breathe for 5. Okay, remembering if you're losing your balance here, if your heels don't go down, you can always roll up the back of your mat, pop it underneath. Or just try taking your feet a little wider. Oftentimes that helps. Exhale, hands behind you, feet together. Take hold of the insides of your feet and open them like a book for Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. Inhale, lift your shoulders and straighten your spine and your lower back. And just into your inner hips here. Okay? Let your knees fall heavy to the mat. And as you exhale, try to release any tension you feel here in your inner thighs. If you want to take it a little deeper, hands down to the mat. And gently crawl it forward. Breathe, relax your shoulders. And then inhale, crawling your hands back up if you have moved forward. Take a hold of the outsides of your knees and bring them together. Turning yourself sideways on your mat. Take a hold of the backs of your thighs and round down until your back is on the mat. Take your feet to the sides of the mat, letting your knees knock together. Place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And we'll take 3 breaths to close the class today. 3 deep breaths. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyelids. Relax your jaw. Okay, remember this feeling of being present, the good you did for yourself and for somebody else this morning, and the day has just begun. And try to hold that wonderful feeling for the rest of the day as you step off your mat. Namaste. Thank you for sharing the class with me today. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. If you're new to the class and you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you can get new classes every week. Love